If you're wondering how the mushrooms are going, they're going to take about a week and a half to 2 weeks to fruit. So they're in their container, and I'm spraying moisture in there every day. Like I said, I'm spraying it onto the sides so that the humidity it can be a good strong humidity in there, but we're not spraying directly onto the block. I'm getting out the propane burners. We're gonna boil some water, or well, heat up some water. We don't want to boil it because we want to put it in these buckets. So we just want to get it as hot as we can without damaging the buckets. We're gonna start trying to process some of our own wool and see how it comes out. We have a dehumidifier here, and the fan circulates the air to keep from getting too much moisture back here. We have had some things get a little bit mildewy. So our wool has been in these bags for about a year. We're gonna pull out the fleece and look at it and see what it looks like, pull some trash out of it, and start washing it. This water is probably about 60 degrees. Got a long way to go. I'm gonna close that up. And while I'm waiting on that water, I'm going to blow some leaves. I want to blow them over into the greenhouse and put them in that raised bed, and maybe compost some leaves while we're still continuing to work on the greenhouse. So here we are, we're spreading some fleeces on the table, and we're trying to see if there's stuff that needs to be pulled off, but we're kind of feeling like everything needs to be pulled off because it's pretty dirty. I think we're going to just clean it, and we'll see how it is after it's cleaned, and then if we want to pull some stuff off, we'll go ahead and pull it off then. These things are really dirty. We need to have a talk with our sheep, tell them not to get so dirty. So we're gonna put the fleeces in these buckets, put some soap and hot water in there, and start cleaning them. You can see the wool shrinking down when we pour water on it. Danger cat, of course, is right here underneath the hot water. That wool is so dirty. These pots are so huge, we have to dip the water out. You can see how the water is really dirty. And we're just pressing it because if you agitate it, it can cause the wool to felt. And we want this wool to be threads and strands that we can card it out and make it into yarn through spinning. So I'm just lightly pressing it down just to help push some of the water through it and get some of the dirt pressed out. This is a brand new plunger that has not been used in a toilet, by the way. Look how you can't see my fingertips because the water's so dirty.
It's poop soup.
I didn't see any poop on this wool. Ooh, it is pretty hot down in there. Wow, that's too hot. Wish that would pull off. That looks pretty nice.
Yeah.
We're heating more water. This wool is in its second cleaning. It looks a little better. I still see little bits of trash in there. And some of these things I just don't think are gonna clean out. I think we're gonna be picking the really heavy, dirty stuff off later. So this is after the third washing, and so you can see some nice white wool, but also there's still a lot of dirt in there. So I think maybe next time, I don't know, we really need our sheep to stay cleaner. That's what we need. We're experimenting with one batch over here where we started cutting clumps out of it, but now, you know, it's little small pieces. And we're gonna wash that again and see how it goes. It still has some dirt in it. And maybe when we get to the carding, maybe that last bit of dirt will be coming out, or maybe some of our wool will still be a little bit dirty when it gets to yarn. I don't know. Okay, here's the deal. We're having some problems with how clean your wool is. It's just not that clean. Understand, like I see on your hind legs there, a little dirty, and out here on the edges, all the edges. Thank you for coming to the front and listening carefully. But look, you're as dirty as any of them. Are you gonna do a better job? I see that you keep your face clean, except just right around your eyes there. So I did another washing last night, and this is, I think this is about the best we can get. So maybe we want to take trash out of the wool better before we start doing cleaning. Put them on these screens so they could lay out and dry. So that's 1, 2, 3 screens full of wool. This one is triple the size of that other one. So I'm going to move these out in the sun now, see if we can get them really good and dry. All of it is still wet, so it really holds moisture. I know it was in the dark all night and it was pretty cold, so it's going to dry a lot better in the sun now. This is only one of our bags full. We have at least 2 other large bags. Yeah, and this was one of the large bags. So we're going to play around with this before we start just doing all the bags. We got some cards from Premier One that are helping us try to turn some wool into these prepared little bundles that you use for making thread or making yarn or whatever. So we just took some scraps that were fairly dry last night while all the wool is out there soaking wet and just played around a little bit with carding. So I made a few little ones. The threads are really short on these, but I think they'll still work. And so hopefully later today we'll have some dry wool and we'll be able to try making some that has longer threads. Also, since Cindy does have a spinning wheel that we bought that needs to be repaired, we didn't want to spend $1,000 on a spinning wheel when we're not even sure if we love this or not. But this is something we got at the Animal Fiber Fair, and you can use this for spinning yarn. So we're gonna try that out. I'm gonna have to watch a video or something to remember how to use this thing. Cindy says it's called a drop spindle. Here's my first piece of yarn using this thing, the drop spindle. Doesn't it look awesome? Oh my goodness. It's gonna take some practice.